indeed.
Maybe a sequel was in the nosebleed section.
that was a great moment.
They're taking ownership of the building early.
to Harrison High School's class of 2017 commencement ceremony. Before we begin our ceremony, please take note of the exits to the right, left, and on the balcony. Should there be an emergency, you will hear an audible alarm or receive instructions from the podium. I would also respectfully ask that all cell phones and other electronic devices be on silent for the duration of the ceremony. I typically make this announcement to my mother, who inevitably forgets to turn her sound off, but she couldn't be here this evening, so none of you can blame it on her this time. In addition, when the time comes, we will be taking photographs of all graduates receiving their diplomas, and you can find information about that in your programs. At this time, I would ask everyone to please stand once again for the Pledge of Allegiance and to remain standing after the pledge for the singing of our national anthem as sung by our own husky harmonics. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Welcome to the parents, siblings, grandparents, and additional family members and friends of the class of 2017 who have joined us today to celebrate this milestone moment, along with our Board of Education, Dr. Wool, District Administration, and the faculty and staff of Harrison High School, along with the administration and faculty and staff of our elementary and middle school buildings. And as the principal of Harrison High School, I am privileged to be the first to welcome our Harrison High School class of 2017. Now, as you may know, a ceremony such as this does not come into being without the work of many hands. I would like to thank those whose tireless efforts have made everything come together into this memorable moment for our graduating seniors. First, thank you to our music leaders here today, Charles Bream, Kevin Heathwood, and Megan Test. A special thank you to all of our custodians, teachers, chaperones, and clerical staff. In particular, I would like to thank Joe Santo, John Eric Zabala, and Deirdre McQuillan for their organizational work, as well as thank our guidance office, Vicki Battaglia and Joanne Lederer. And a special thank you to Lorraine Fontana, who somehow managed all of the difficulty with tickets. While we are grateful for our largest graduating class with over 280 students, it does come with its difficulties when you have to put them and then try to fit everyone that loves them into one place. And also a thank you to Kathy DiCarlo for all her work, who started the meetings to prepare for today months ago. In addition, thank you to the high school's PTA and our co-presidents, Jessica Rizel and Lisa Smith, for hosting our reception after the ceremony upstairs, and their work on behalf of our students and in helping me with my first year here. Also, thank you to Harrison Education Foundation for their financial contributions in making many of the opportunities our students have experienced become a reality. I want to thank the administrative team I work with at the high school, Lori Griffo and Larry Mastroda, and our Director of Guidance, Kelly Melcheski, who have had a large hand in today's ceremony and an even larger hand in the experience your senior has had over the last 4 years. And I want to recognize our school board and Dr. Wool. Their vision for our students under the guiding core values of equity, access, rigor, and adaptability is what makes Harrison High School a unique place. However, a unique place is not the building in which we house ourselves. That is simply our shell. What makes Harrison so unique is what lives within this place, the heart of our building and our district, our students, and the adults that have played a role in their education. I've said on many occasions that I am amazed by our students, but I want to take this moment to explain why I am amazed by them and by this unique place. It is because the vision of our superintendent and our board does not live on paper. The vision of equity, access, rigor, and adaptability lives in our students, and it is recognizable. You can see it in their commitment to excellence as they excel in the classroom. Parents, you know the endless hours of work and study that have brought them to this stage. And graduates, you know the light nights of little sleep as you maximize the opportunities that came to you from being in a place of equity and access where opportunity did not have limitations, but where you may have wished sometimes it did have a little less of the rigor. Your individual excellence made those around you want to achieve more, but not in competition to be better. Instead, equity and access meant you thrived from celebrating one another's successes, and there was plenty of room for everyone in the playing field of your classrooms that made space for all. And you manifested those core values in the extensions beyond the classroom. You took your belief in equity, access, rigor, and adaptability to the athletic field and our visual and performing arts programs. You took those values to our extracurricular activities and academic competitions. The pages of our website, school newspaper, and Twitter accounts sang of your accomplishments as you competed and performed. You extended your reach to help others through community action service projects, and anywhere and everywhere you saw the need for your help. You raised money for research and to help one another. Seniors, you looked within yourself and realized that equity, access, rigor, and adaptability was not the work of someone else, but it was your work. You recognized the differences in one another and tried to make Harrison High School a place where all really meant all. You also have realized that sometimes your actions or thoughts were in contradiction with what you knew to be right, and in the spirit of those core values, you adapted. Parents, I want to thank you on behalf of faculty, staff, and administration for allowing us to have a partnership with you in the development of your children, not just as students, but as human beings. And class of 2017, because equity, access, rigor, and adaptability cannot exist if it is only on paper, be a manifestation of those core values as you step outside the shell of Harrison High School and as you step even further outside of the community of Harrison. In the words of the great poet, Dr. Seuss, unless someone like you cares a whole awful lot, nothing is going to get better. It's not. So seniors, carry these core values within your core and extend your reach to make an even greater difference than you have made on all of us that have had the privilege of being with you on a small part of the journey you are just beginning. Our core values only exist if they continue to exist in you. Congratulations, class of 2017. I would now like to welcome to the stage someone who lives our core values and the work she does to make those core values exist beyond words on a paper, Harrison Central School District's Board of Education President, Kelly Mulvoy Mangan.
Good evening. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to congratulate the class of 2017 on their graduation. Tonight is the culmination of many years of hard work, dedication, effort, and commitment to your education. And I would also like to congratulate the graduates' parents. Your journey has been even longer, and your commitment to your children is evident in their place on this stage and in the extraordinary achievements of the members of this graduating class. I was very honored to be selected by my fellow board trustees to serve as board president this year. One of my first official events in this role was the summer high school graduation last August. Addressing you all this evening feels like a perfect ending to this year. As I was thinking about what to say to you tonight, I met with Ms. Griffo and Mr. Mastroda to learn a little bit about the class of 2017. And yes, Mr. Mastroda, I took note of your reference to my 90-second speech. I'm almost done. Both of the assistant principals mentioned to me how cohesive this year's senior class was, how they came together as a group and set a great example of what a senior class can be. Mr. Mastroda told me about their class prank, which struck me as less of a prank and more of an opportunity for students to spend some more time together before they headed off. And he described the spontaneous class picture they took during that prank while holding a Husky banner that all the seniors had signed. Ms. Griffo told me how she had never seen an entire class on the dance floor for the first song of the prom. They shared with me how the great successes of our Husky athletes had brought the class together and how Relay for Life had touched so many lives. As Mr. Mastroda and Ms. Griffo spoke about all of you, I kept thinking back to that graduation last August. There are 286 students on our stage today, but there were only 2 students at that graduation last August. One, a recent immigrant, and one, a graduate from our phase program. And yet there was the same joy and happiness and pride that there is today. Those 2 graduations put together tell us why public education and public schools are so important. Public education is the result of a commitment of an entire community to the children of that community. When people vote to support a public school budget, they make an extraordinary statement. They are saying that every child in their community matters. They are saying that they believe every child, not just theirs, deserves an education and the opportunity to succeed. Supporting public schools means looking past your own child and being concerned with every child in every home in the place that you live. A public school is different from almost everywhere else today. There is no entrance exam. There is no application to complete. interview to prepare for, or recommendation to submit. If you live in the community, you are welcomed in their schools. And this is especially true in Harrison, where our community believes that every child, no matter their race or gender, socioeconomic status, family situation, or academic ability, is welcome in our local public schools. Graduates, I hope you remember the commitment that the Harrison community made to each of you and your education as you leave Harrison High School and take the next step on your life's journey. I hope you will make the same commitment to every community you become a part of. And you will be a part of many communities over the course of your life. Your college, your jobs, the places you decide to settle down and make a home and raise a family. Support that community, all those communities, their public schools, the library, the police and fire department, your church, your synagogue, your mosque. Look for the people in your community who are different from you and reach out to them. Remember that Harrison didn't ask what neighborhood you lived in, how much money your parents made, or when they had come to this country. The only question that was asked was, do you live in Harrison? Teachers spent their days and often their nights figuring out how to help you learn something you found difficult. Custodians spent their time making the schools you spent your days in an enjoyable place to learn. Nurses and counselors took care of your wounds, physical and emotional, and an entire community said that your education mattered. We've done extraordinary things in Harrison. We've committed to making sure every child, no matter which of our 4 elementary schools they attend, receives the same rich, challenging education. We've committed to educating children with special needs in our schools. We've committed to supporting each child in discovering what makes them special, unique, and engaged. As a result of this commitment, the children of Harrison have succeeded in ways and at levels that have gone far beyond almost anyone's expectations, except possibly Dr. Wool's. There are lessons in the things we've done in Harrison. If an entire community decides to invest in itself with time and money and a commitment to every member of that community, each of those members feels valued and supported, and they will do extraordinary things. They will succeed in academics and sports and arts. They will raise money to cure cancer. They will support each other through success and loss. And they become the students on this stage tonight. Be proud to be from Harrison. Be proud to be a Husky. Take that pride with you everywhere you go, and strive to make every community you become a part of as strong and vibrant as the one which celebrates your success tonight. Congratulations and good luck.
And now our choral our choral members from our senior class will be coming forward to sing Breakaway Medley under the direction of Megan Test.
Of a far-off place where a hero's welcome will be waiting for me,
where the crowds would cheer when they see small town. When the rain would fall down, I just stare out my window, dreaming of what could be. And if I end up happy, I would pray, trying hard to reach out. But when I tried to speak out, felt like no one could hear me. Wanted to belong here, but something felt so wrong here. So I pray I would break away. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll make a wish, exchange a chance, exchange, and break away. Out of the darkness and into the sun, but I won't forget all the ones that I love, and I'll make a wish, exchange a chance, exchange, and then break away. Buildings with 100 floors, swinging round revolving doors. Maybe I don't know where they'll take me, but gotta keep moving on, fly away, break away.
Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to you. And 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through. I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky, and I'll make a wish, exchange a chance, exchange, and break away. I won't look back. I can go the distance. I will stay on track, and I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go that distance and I find where I belong.
Wow, thank you. Well, it's truly a privilege to introduce to all of you the president of our senior class, Adam Ajamal. Every event Adam has had a part in this year was a tremendous success, culminating in the senior prom. In addition to his presidential responsibilities, Adam has brought national attention to Harrison by attending the International DECA competition 2 years in a row and won second place in the world this past May in the buying and merchandising competition. Additionally, I deserve the hand. Additionally, Adam was 6 times tournament champion and the New York State semifinalist in debate over his high school years. But above all, Adam is a young man who possesses tremendous character. It has been such a pleasure getting to know him this past year, and I know his drive and passion for our community will be missed. Please welcome Adam Ajamal.
Hello. Now, I have to admit, I'm pretty nervous. The one piece of advice I received from friends, family, peers who I reached out to was the common, pretend like the audience is in their underwear. Now, my plan was to do so. It was all going well. I sat down, and when the PTA president mentioned our assistant principal, Larry Mastroda, I happened to look back and find him in the audience. Find him backstage. And it was at that point when I knew that the only piece of advice I brought with me to rely on has failed me. In all seriousness, this is a class of great distinguished achievement. The class of 2017 is statistically the most accomplished class to date. Our class had the highest percentage of students participate in the rigorous International Baccalaureate IB Diploma. Overall, 93% of this class took at least one or more IB or AP classes, which is also the highest percentage to date. This level of participation is indicative not only of Harrison's strong emphasis on opportunity and involvement, but also our grades perseverance. As I've reflected on my 4 years of high school and many years of schooling, the most fundamental and awakening truth I've observed is the overwhelming repetition of failure in order to achieve success. Just ask my parents about my report card. It has failure written all over it. As I and we have experienced much failure over the past few years, I assure you we will experience failure in the future before achieving success. It is a fact. You are going to fail at some point. But let me emphasize, it is not about when we fall down, it is about what we do to get back up. In the inspired words of Rocky Balboa, nobody's going to hit you as hard as life, but it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, and that's how winning is done. That being said, my message for my graduating classmates is both simple and recognizable. It is one I'd hope you remember all moving forward. As we sang in our final minutes together at Harrison High School, we are all in this together. In the last 4 years, we've overcome a lot of adversity together. We've experienced tragedies and overcame them together. We've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for a variety of causes, and we did that together. And to cap it all off, when the song Despacito came on at prom, we all salsa danced together and failed miserably together. In every obstacle I've had at Harrison High School, my classmates, my teachers, and my friends have been there to help me. It may surprise you to know that I will be a first-generation college student. Along the way, thank you. Along the way, I learned that there are a lot of things I don't know. Not because I hadn't prepared myself or didn't utilize my time correctly, but simply because of my situation. As a result of being the first in my family to go through this process, I was faced with a lot of uncertainty. It has taught me that in life, there are a lot of unknowns, and with these unknowns often comes difficulty. Yet what I've observed and appreciated most about the process was the overwhelming amount of support my peers and I received both from staff and from each other. Whenever I had a question or concern, I knew I could reach out to just about anyone in the building for immediate assistance. It was that kind of comfort and respect everyone at Harrison High School had for each other that I will forever remember and cherish. The college process does not test how smart you are. It does not tell you how deserving you are, nor does it speak to your intelligence. Instead, it speaks to your ability to overcome adversity. The fact that we are all here together on this stage clearly speaks to our perseverance as a group. We all shared a common hurdle that we faced together. We pushed one another, and I'm proud to say that we've all succeeded. Regardless of our plans after high school, college or not, we've made it this far and we're strengthened by our unity. It is to this end that I plead you to stay connected with your roots. Reach out to others when you need help. Moving past high school, leadership in universities and the workforce has become increasingly horizontal. Team building and the ability to work together is desired now more than ever, so take advantage of these skills that we've learned at Harrison High School and use them when faced with a challenge. We seem to put so much credence on where we're going and the relationships we will make in the future, but let us not forget those that we have made in the past. It is my strong belief that we should take equal pride in the achievements we've had thus far and the relationships that we've built over these last 13 or so years. While maintaining the same respect and communication we've given each other throughout high school, we can overcome any adversity with one another. At Harrison High School, we've made friends that we'll keep for the rest of our lives, and that means we are truly all in this together. Thank you and congratulations.
Well, I'm inspired, but I am very glad I didn't get the same advice as him before I came on stage. So, having had the opportunity to travel the world and acquire a well-rounded international education, Thomas Baruzzi joined us during his sophomore year from Italy with much enthusiasm and readiness to learn. By moving from country to country, from Hong Kong to Italy and now to the United States, Thomas has mastered a long list of languages, and with that, a long list of appreciation for cultures, diverse perspectives, and understandings. He is a true scholar with a genuine love for learning, and he seeks to grow with every opportunity presented to him. Thomas also gives of himself as a devoted volunteer working with special needs children at Southeast Consortium, as a swim coach and sports instructor, and volunteering in our own FACE program. And now, our first senior class student speaker, Thomas Baruzzi.
Due to the multitude of spectators who are in the audience here today, I would not be able to represent each and every one of you in a single sentence. Therefore, in order to make sure that I do not do a disservice to anyone, I would love to begin by saying, good evening, everybody, and a heartfelt thank you to all of those who have guided my fellow graduates and I through the many struggles and all-nighters, the many frustrations, and the many more successes that have led us to this night. Now, a lot of you must be asking yourself, how nervous I must be right now. But to tell you the truth, last night I went to see the world premiere of the most famous illusionist and mentalist in the world, Darren Brown, and he decided to not only guess, but reveal my greatest, most embarrassing secret to everyone in the audience of about 300, 400 people. So I'm pretty sure that nothing that happens here today will be any worse. As a little boy, I'd constantly get asked that typical question that everybody gets asked at a surprisingly young age. What do you want to be when you grow up? Now, at the time, my mind was set. I wanted to be Spider-Man. Nevertheless, my mind was only ever set for just a short amount of time, so when I was asked again, I'd say, I want to be Robin Hood. And then again, I want to be a spy, or a soldier, or an artist, or even an archaeologist. Now, for the most part, it depended on what I was watching on TV, so don't be surprised if I tell you that I wanted to be a WWE wrestler at some point. But for the most part, there was a general theme that ran through each one of my career goals. And so when I entered my teenage years, I sat down and decided that it was probably about time I got my life together. So I searched for this theme. I looked at everything I wanted to be, and soon discovered that they each shared a single trait. Whether I wanted to be Spider-Man, or Indiana Jones, or the next James Bond, I realized that what I really wanted was to change the world. Because in fact, it's not about what you want to be. Rather, it's all about what you want to do and achieve. So from that moment on, whenever I was asked that same question, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'd reply, I want to change the world. And still to this day do I stick with that response. Nonetheless, I can't deny that it is quite unconventional to reply that way, so even if you answer with a profession, whether you are convinced that you want to be an astronaut, or a lawyer, or a teacher, or anything else, you too can change the world. And regardless of in what ways you want to do that, Harrison High School has always had your back. HHS has had a niche for everybody, even for somebody like me who's lived everywhere from Italy to Asia and back before winding up here. And I'm sure that none of us can be any more grateful for the unparalleled opportunities that it has given us. Just look around you. As our class president thoroughly confirmed, we are, without a doubt, the highest achieving senior class that Harrison has ever cultivated. Our school has taught us how to harness our passions and how to overcome adversity stronger than before. But for the most part, and in particular, our school has taught us that changing the world requires more than one person. It involves collaboration between people who are very similar to us and those who are very different. This is a very amazing country, but so is every other country out there. And because we aren't just citizens of our nation, but globe-trotting citizens of the world, it is our duty as scholars, as Huskies, to experience new places and to be inspired by new cultures. Most importantly, however, it is our obligation as innovators to make sure that those new places do not forget us. Leaving our mark on this earth should be our ultimate priority, because we all have the power to make a difference. And we don't need to be no Spider-Man to have our Uncle Ben tell us that with great power comes great responsibility. It is up to you to decide how you want to use that power, that potential, and how you want to spend your time. In fact, the proceedings of your life have been up to you for much longer than you might choose to believe, not up to your parents, and certainly not up to your friends. In other words, your destiny and your identity are truly in your hands, and those who find that corny are those who don't care enough to listen. So whenever you have a chance to take a good look at yourself, especially as we move forward in our educative journey, ask yourself if the things that you are doing in your life, especially those things that you might not tell your parents, will bring you any closer to your ambitions, to your dreams, and above all, to the happiness and health that you deserve. If the answer is no, then it's about time you get rid of them, because you do not want to squander your life away hindered by things that will only hurt you and that will not allow you to be remembered. Respect yourselves, honor those who love you and who want the best for you, and strive to be distinguished. Listen to the pioneers at Apple Corporation who once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." So I guess my message here today is don't just think out of the box, but breach through its walls and step out of it. Go out there and be unique, be crazy, be simpático, be yourselves, and be proud of it. Thank you.
You know, it's one thing to write a speech about access, equity, rigor, and adaptability, but it's completely another thing to just watch it right in front of you in the last two speeches from our presenters. So it's hard to even follow that. As a star athlete, gifted musician, and avid volunteer, Kendall Lefkowitz pours her heart and soul into everything she commits to. High school has been a time when Kendall has grown most in her ability to believe in herself and has since discovered her passions, interests, and talents. With this discovery, she has found opportunities to contribute to her family, her school, and her community, and we have all been enriched because of it. Please welcome Kendall Lefkowitz.
Hi, everyone. For those of you who know me, you might know that I come from kind of a big family. So, you know, I like to have fun, and you might not be surprised that my first thought about how to start this speech was to actually dance up here to the podium, but when I had that conversation with Mr. Mastroda, he wasn't as excited about it as I was. Which is fine, I guess. He can't hang. It's fine. But I did eventually decide that the best way to start this speech was to talk about us, the class of 2017. In our lifetimes, we've seen the world come together in times of war and terror. We've seen great advances in the LGBTQ community. We've seen Brad's hair change in ways that are unimaginable. You'll see it when he walks across the stage. It's really great. We have also, unfortunately, seen the Patriots win the Super Bowl 5 times, which I think is way more than anyone should have to endure. But we've done it. But what perhaps goes unnoticed in our 18 years is the individual growth everyone on this stage has gone through. I think we all grow up with the idea that everything we do needs to be perfect and make sense. However, as we grow, I think it becomes clear that this idea is rather utopian. For those of you who also don't know, I'm in the marching band. Hi, guys. And to put it lightly, I'm not that good. But in fact, my greatest contribution had nothing to do with playing an actual instrument. It was when I took my GoPro to band camp and made a montage for everyone. One of my greatest accomplishments to date. But that's okay, because I think we've all learned that no one is good at everything. Where one has a fault, a peer is always there to pick them up with their strengths, which is why I think our class in particular is very special. The diversity of personalities and experiences of everyone on the stage is the reason why we've been labeled as a new type of generation. We've been described as a class like no other, and we are destined to change the world. However, that destiny cannot be fulfilled without work. But that's nothing we should fear, because if things aren't challenging, there's not the same type of fulfillment when they're achieved. I'm confident that with all the talent and uniqueness in this graduating class, that we can change the future for the better. I know this because I've seen the potential every day. We have kids taking college-level math, which is crazy because I'm not sure I can take college-level math next year, but we'll see how that goes. And sports are also a big part of the culture here at Harrison High School, and sports don't just have to be basketball or football. Sports can include dance, majorettes, and maybe even debate. No, I'm just kidding. Matt Zimmern paid me to say that. But These athletes that we have do symbolize the strength and resilience that are personified in all of us. The arts in particular are also something that are very special at this school, and I think we are lucky to be able to express ourselves creatively. Another very important thing I think we have all learned is how to adapt to our surroundings. For example, I think we've all learned to park on the cafeteria side of the school because Todd runs a very tight ship over in the senior parking lot. I've also witnessed friendship. I like to joke with my friends that I forced some friendships, but look at me now, I'm speaking at graduation, but that's beside the point. The friendships that we have now, that we make now, are truly unique. Even though we might not all be together like we are now again, we have all shared this high school experience, which in a way unifies us considerably. And the friendships that we do keep from now will be some of the strongest that we will ever have. I've met so many great people from all around the world, which is something that not a lot of people can say at such a young age. But these interactions with people from different places serve to broaden perspectives and connect us globally. Anyway, I think that perhaps the most important thing that we have coming out of this class is compassion and the determination to do what's right. The teachers here have made it so easy to be able to speak our minds on the platform of not fearing judgment, but actually embracing adversity. Whether it be heated debates in Socratic seminars in English, or digressions into world politics with Milne and Mack in history, or even forcing Mrs. Wilson to let us play with a turtle in bio, I'm glad to say that I'm confident in what I think we will be able to accomplish. We spend our whole lives worrying about numbers, what grades we get, how many likes we get, how many friends we have, but I think as we begin to embark on our own individual journeys, it's time to think about the things that are actually important and how we can help others and not just ourselves. What we can take away from this high school is unique to all of us, but I think one of the greatest attributes a person can have going into the real world is being genuine and strong in their own character, and often nowadays that can be hard to find. So with that, I'll say it's time to stop searching for the genuine, it's time to become genuine yourself. I feel honored to have been able to represent such a great group of people, and I feel privileged to be able to walk the halls with them every day for these past 4 years. I'm going to end with a quote from Andy Bernard and saying, I wish there was a way to know you're in your good old days before you've actually left them, because what we are about to head out into will be our best days. So I hope everyone in this room is ready because we are coming. Thank you.
Well, this time, Dr. Wool, I have reviewed all of the credentials of the class of 2017, and they have all met the criteria under New York State education law to receive their diplomas. So at this time, I am both pleased and proud to present to you Harrison High School's class of 2017.
I've waited a long time for this class. No, I'm not joking. Let me start by just saying what amazing speeches we heard today, from our board president to our principal to our students. Weren't those incredible? My job is now to make them all connect. Before we go too much further, I want to acknowledge some people, and I think it's really important to talk about Mr. Mastrota, Ms. Bukema, Ms. Malchevsky, Mrs. Griffo, who will be doing a wardrobe check after, if anybody wants to participate. They have spent countless hours making sure that every child in our senior class makes it, because we talk a lot about the victories. When I met with them back in September, there were 8 students that were likely not to make it, and I can tell you, between those administrators and this remarkable faculty, every child that should have made it is standing here today. So. Adam will definitely be a success because he is the biggest nudge I have ever met. I finished my one speech I was making. He grabbed me in the corner and said, "Can I have those statistics for my speech?" He is right, though. He is right that this is the most successful class in the history of Harrison Central School District. "93%, as Adam already mentioned, has taken an IB or an AP course. We exceed the international average on students achieving an IB diploma by almost 10 percentage points. And that isn't by precluding kids, it's by including them. This is the highest number of kids in our history, well beyond what IB predicted, almost 15 points ahead of where we're supposed to be, and that's a credit to these kids. Dr. Tyler, where are you? Mrs. Blunt, Mrs. Johnson, stand up, be recognized. Woo! Come out, come out. 63% of this class got into the most competitive colleges in the nation. 83% got into competitive or the most competitive college admissions in our history. So that's a big deal. You gonna help me out up there? Pay a lot of money. Yeah, guys. Can you hear me now? Yeah. All right, thank you. So I'm very proud of this class. I honestly couldn't be more proud. I'm very proud of this Board of Education, some of whom have served longer than these children have been in school, giving up hundreds of nights with their families because they love your children as much as they love their own. So this is an incredible accomplishment. We should all be really proud. You see the picture behind you? I've been with these kids for a very long time, and I've been really patient. I've been waiting to tell this story for 13 years. Everybody thinks I'm kidding. I'm really serious. I've done 105 commencement speeches. I need to find ideas wherever I can. I'm going to ask that the class help me out a little bit to recognize the accomplishments not only of the class, but of this extraordinary faculty. I have a list, and I'm going to have them participate in a little bit of a time machine. So that is the Parsons class, kindergarten. Recognize it? You all see yourselves up there? Some of you do. Help me out a little bit. This is about the superintendent one day feeling kind of sad, and I went to the kindergarten class and I read a book. It was Rashenka's Eggs. My kids were still young and I was pretty good at reading children's books. And on that day, those innocent little children were sitting there. They were all sitting on the floor, because in kindergarten you always sit on the floor. And I was reading this book, and I had finished. And I stood up to say goodbye. And the little girl in the center, I think I have a better picture of her, she jumped up and she grabbed me by the legs. And she screamed, "I love you!" Now, if she wasn't 5, that would have been weird. That little girl is Cassandra Cruz, who's in this graduating class. And the reason I tell that story is not to single out Cassandra, but to use this as an opportunity to take you in a little bit of a time machine. That's 13 years ago. We've heard a lot of stories today about opportunity. I'm going to ask some of the kids to stand if you were involved in an activity, and I want to recognize your teachers. If you were one of the crazy kids who took double math or topics in pre-calculus in 9th grade, would you stand up? Please stay standing. Help me out. Please stay standing. If you took multivariable calculus with the best known math teacher in the universe, please stand up. Same kids. If you took AP Computer Science with Mr. Morris, please stand up. AP Statistics with Mrs. DeBold, please stand up. If you participated in IB Business or the DECA program with Mr. Santo and Mrs. McQuillan, please stand up. If you participated in our nationally known debate team, please stand up. And a little shout out to Rafi Polero, who was the #1 debater in the United States. A little shout out to Harrison High School. That's the second time we've had the #1 debater in the last 5 years. Congratulations, Mr. Hertzing. If you were a member of our GSA, a place that makes our school safe for all kids, please stand up. If you took dance with Mrs. Toteta, please stand up. Acting with Mrs. Haberly, please stand up. Tech theater with Mr. Bream and Mrs. Goldman, stand up. AP World in 10th grade with Miss Mack and Miss Milne, please stand up. Orchestra with Mr. Bennett, please stand up. If you're an IB diploma candidate, raise your hand. Now bear with me. See that beautiful picture of Cassandra Cruz up there when she was a little girl? Her kindergarten teacher used to call her strawberry shortcake. Of course, that's what she looks like now. I don't know who the old guy is with her. But not one of those programs existed when those children were in kindergarten. So what is the power of community to create opportunities? That's how you get to be the best class in the history of Harrison High School. Thank you so much. By the way, there was no 6th grade foreign language, there was no IB program, there was no black box theater, there was no McGillicuddy Stadium, and you, ladies and gentlemen, who have supported our school district faithfully in my time as superintendent, helped us to make that happen. So congratulations to you. Oh, I'm supposed to change that picture. There you go. And since Cassandra waited 13 years to inspire a speech she didn't know she was going to inspire, I bought her own copy of Rashenka's Eggs. So what is the secret, though, that all of these students spoke so eloquently about? I loved Thomas's message about being a person of integrity, a person who cares. But how do you do that? How many of you have your yearbook at home? You still, moms and dads, don't lie, tell the truth. You still have your yearbook, right? You're all ashamed of your haircuts, but you still have your yearbook. And yearbooks are really an interesting way to think about how to lead your life. Someday, you don't know this yet, your kids will go up in the attic and they'll take down your yearbook and they'll say, "Mom, did this boy really love you?" And then they'll say, "Why did you marry Dad?" No. I'll let you explain that. But what if we lived our lives like everything we wrote was a yearbook signing? What if our everyday exchanges with people, our tweets and our texts, were given the same care as the message we want to convey to the people who changed our lives? Because when I look at my yearbook, I'm moved by the messages that my friends sent to me, the things that we shared. What I hope that we have taught you in Harrison High School is that you should live your life as a yearbook signing to the world. Share your heart. Find the best. Take the time to care and see those people. And you will not only go down in history as the most academically successful, but the most important. I couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations on your graduation. And now I get to do the formal stuff. This is what you've all been waiting for. By the way, this is the most expensive suit I own. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Now we go back to this mic. I'll help you out. To be forever transformed from the senior class of 2017, in just a few short feet, to the graduates, the class of 2017. And so, having been presented the class of 2017 by the principal, Ms. Diploma, who did a great job in her first year, don't you think? And having verified the credentials of each graduate, I attest that the students of this class have met the standards, regulations, and policies established by New York State Education Department, the New York State Board of Regents, the Harrison Board of Education, and by the authority vested in me by the New York State Board of Regents and the Commissioner of Education. I hereby publicly and officially certify that the members of the class of 2017 are eligible on this day, June 23rd, 2017, to receive a diploma signed by the principal, the president of the Board of Education, and the superintendent of schools, to now and forever signify them as the graduates of the class of Harrison High School 2017. Time to do it.
I'm coming.
Adam Musa El-Jamal. Thomas Baruzzi. Kendall Lefkowitz. Emma Abramson. Leah Abramson, who couldn't be with us tonight. Marvin Aka. Samuel Adler. Valeria Aguilar Vargas. Kevin Aguirre. Noel Aguirre. Umar Ahmed. Frankie Alba. Adam Alper. Melanie Alvarado Jones. Jason Thomas Amoriello. Leslie Ahn. Amit Ankawa. Darian Arango. Ishak Asif. Diana Attilio. Allison Nana Bafour. Daniel Baker. Brian Francis Barry. Jared Bryce Bartman. Johnny Bellardo. You got it. Noah Francis Bender. Alexander Benedict. Danielle Bergman. At this time, we're going to pause so that we can change the film in the camera. Oh, did I say I'm sorry, we're changing the memory card. I aged myself. Nicholas Bellata. Ramsey Roddy Bishtawi. Cody Bowers. Karina Brocklau. Eric Bratberg. Nicholas Bratberg. Dahlia Brennan. Michelle Carol Brissett. Rachel Ray Brissett, who's not with us this evening. Philip Buffone. Peter Francis Burkhart. Laura Catherine Pellegrino Bird. Andres Cabre Correa. Eddie William Kasiri. Jordan Cannell. Lucas Canizaro. Angel Lewis Castro. Cynthia Castro. Melchizedek Castro. Alexanders Cheremisinovs. Brooke Karen Chaco. Michael Anthony Cherico. Daniel Cho. Got it. Megan Clow. Maya Coben. Frank Daniel Kalachia. Ali Kunin. Tamaya Corbin. Derek Cosby. Cassandra Cruz. Lucera Estefany Cruz Rodriguez. Kyle Joseph Cummins. Kira Mariah Kutri. Isabel Durayo. William Jackson Durayo. Caroline C.R.A. DeShriver. Catherine Elizabeth Dubois. Olivia DeLuca. Alexis Jennifer Demergen. Alan Sebastian Dennis. Leonardo D'Souza. Joseph Deitmeyer. Youssef Diab. Alejandro Victoria Diaz. Julia Denoda. Julia Johanna DeRusso. Joseph Vikram Dolanak. Nicholas Vincent D'Onofrio. Robert William Donahue. Juliana Cardoso dos Santos. John Carlo dos Santos. Nicholas Paul Erb. Alexander Joseph Famelli. Ryan Feliciano. Gabe Ferreira. Ryan Fitzgerald. Alyssa Fogelson. Christopher Forgione. Nicole Forgione. Kritsia Anna Franciosa. Jerome Francisco. Danielle Frederola. Christian Thomas Fugurino. Maxim Alexander Fujita. Christopher Joseph Gaeta. Tasha Garayo. Connor Malloy Gates. Kendall Gaines. Alexander Vasilis Generis. Andrew Jasandi. Jason Giuliani. Miwa May Goebel. Benjamin Goldman. Angie Gomez. Vito Gaetano Ganella. David Rodrigo Gonzalez. Nadia Christine Gonzalez. Vanessa Gordon. Brooke Victoria Gulas. Thomas Robert Gresham. Elijah Noam Groper. Anton Gustella. Serena Maria Giulianti. Kira Gurney. Brad Guzman. Naomi Guzman. Hamza Hamid. Marisol Renee Hansen. Elijah David Harabaran. Jessica Hart. Christopher Heffelfinger. Matt Hendler. Michael Hendler. Valeria Hesse. Krista Hoffman. Andrew Ryan Hollander. Ryan DeSilvo Holman. Alexandra Heaney. Kayla Heimowitz. Zoje Langton Igor. Adriana Ayalaskin. Kana Iwasa. Sophia Jacoby. James Dominic Jacobson. Kirby Marianne Sebastian Jean Charles Jr. Taylor Marie Jones. Gracie Kalamishi. Alexander Tommy Call. Blossom Capio. Dylan Alexander Karofsky. Yelena Mary Kelly. Taylor Kelly. William Kim. Daniel Klein. Mark Jacob Koenig. Nima Omer Kahari. Spencer Korick. Nicole Rose Kurgan.
I gave you explicit directions.
Brady Lefkowitz.
It's okay.
Jennifer Layton. Dylan Levkoff. Ileana Sarah Litos. Sonny John LaFranco. Rachel LaJudas. Sophia Lamedico. Joseph Lucio Lopez Antizano. Ross Anthony Macchia Jr. Michael Maida. Stephen Maldonado. Angelo Marciano Shola. William R. Marriott. Alex Marsh. Jennifer Marsh. Baxter Scott Martin. Jay Martins. Nicole Renee McAdam. Sarah Jean McKenzie. Matthew Richmond McLaughlin. Morgan McNelly. Tiffany Medina. Richa Mera. Jake Logan Myler. Vincent Scott McCulsey. Misa Meda. Sophie Mittman. Mariana Isabel Malero Zambrano. Christopher Mora. Samino Mori. Timothy Albert Morris. Christine Rose Moschetta. Grant Muller. Amina Nachar. Kukai Nakahara. Sabrina Nicole Narvison. Jafet Dong Ella. Tyler Andrew Neese. Erin Elizabeth Nelson. Jamie Alvis Neto. Lauren Nielsen. Theodora Nidus. Sophia Isabel Novich. Matthew Alexander Novak. Joseph Novello. Nicole Marie Nuvoloni. Anthony Opedisano. Samantha O'Reilly. Amy Ortega. Kota Otsuka. Odalis J. Panza Gonzalez. Jackson Paonetti. Alicia Del Sol Pascua Peña. Ashley Polino. Doug Dorado Jr. Romy Morgan Payne. Nicole Marie Pereira. Gabriel Pereira. Gianna Pesh. Luke Peterman. Jessica Petrucci. Elisa Petinato. Rafael Polero. Sophia Paranay. Brianne Patelli. William Donald Pizzatello. Allison Platt. Laura Pauline Powell. Sebastian Prado. Jessica Prado. Gianna Nicole Prignano. Charles Principato. Luca Principe. Diego Ru Quiones. Christina Danielle Rego. Ellery Mohan Rajagopal. Mariel Ramirez Martinez. Madeline Rawson. Stephen Rita. Mariah Grace Reyes. Lauren Riccobono. Julie Robertson. Karina Robles Ramirez. Andrew Roland Roki. Jennifer Rodriguez. Sebastian Roland. Jasmine Rosa. Janice Rose Rosales. Isabel Rosenstein. Jacob Rosenthal. Matthew Alfonso Rossi. Benjamin Rubin. Danielle Ruff. Kate Ryan. Corey Joseph Sala. Elijah Salem. Chantel Santiago. Brandon Lee Santos. Mustafa Sarki. Leah Sormiento. Daniel Shapiro. Chloe Ray Scatino. Jackson Schultz. Max Scully. Teresa Shanahan. Lily Hannah Sherwood. Sebastian Andrew Shires. Luca Sequeira. Kyle Slater. Kyle Dominic Staltieri.
Ready? There you go.
Andy Blake Steinberg. Luke Steinthal. Nicole Tapia. Oscar Tirana. Taylor Thies. Chris Tagani. Amanda Tagani.
Got it.
Christian Matthew Toledo.
I'll talk about that.
Leslie Torres. Isabella Tosto. Santiago Urruto Soto. Emily Vaccaro. Aaron Vanoni. Nicole Velasquez. Max Vercule. Adolfo Viruet. Nicole Waldman. Christopher Whitson.
Here we go.
Jack A. Wilson. Stephen Windish. Harrison Holden Whitty. Melissa Yanez. Samantha Sarah Zinman.
Okay.
Matthew Alexander Zinman. We're going to wait for our last graduates to have their picture taken until they come back into the stage, so just give us a few seconds.
You guys were awesome. I'm not kidding. I've done this a million times.
This is where you want to get your cameras ready.
Very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2017.
At this time, I would like to welcome to the stage our senior class officers up front, our President, Adam Ajamal, Vice President, Kayla, you're going to have to help me with the last name, Secretary, what is it? Heimowitz, thank you. Secretary Kendall Gaines, Treasurer Teresa Shanahan, Class Representatives Ben Goldman and Gianna Pesh, and Public Relations Officers Olivia DeLuca and William Merritt. They are going to lead our seniors in their Tassel exchange.